What's going on, guys? It's Crispier, and today we are covering the fourth entry in the Pokemon butt digging series. And of course, with it being our fourth entry, we're going to be covering the fourth generation, the region of Sinnoh. Known for its legendary mons that are capable of manipulating the space-time continuum and having an evil team that wants to completely rewrite the world as we know it. The action-packed Sinnoh region gives us quite a few mons that could potentially be good at digging into their butt. So without further ado, first up we have Torterra, the final form of the grass starter Turtwig. Now, plain and simple, Torterra is not that flexible, so it's not going to be able to reach in its butt and dig in it. And even if it could, its hands or arms and legs are way too thick and circular to actually get any good digging angles. So Torterra is going to get a 2 out of 10. Next, we have the final form of the fire starter. I'm talking about Infernape. Now, I must say, in this series, I am very partial towards the monkey type Pokemon because I've seen what these monkeys be doing in the zoo. These monkeys, these gorillas, these orangutans, they be digging in their butts and flinging poop at people. So Infernape being a fire monkey, a fire fighting monkey, it's going to score well on the butt diggability scale. So Infernape, I'm giving it 8 out of 10. Rounding off the starters, we have the water type starter, Empoleon. Now, Empoleon is in a similar boat as Torterra, with it not being too flexible. These flippers that it has as arms, I don't think they would be too flexible, too bendable to dig in its butt. However, I do like the shape of its arms better than Torterra's, so Empoleon I'm going to give a 3 out of 10 on the butt diggability scale. Now, I want to talk about Floatzel. Floatzel here, it's very average shape with its arms and its tails. I think it's going to give it a pretty solid digging experience, slightly above average, and for that reason I'm going to give Floatzel a 6 out of 10 on the butt diggability scale. Next, I want to talk about Ambipom. Now, earlier with Infernape I said that I am very partial towards these monkey type Pokemon, and that's going to stay the same here. Now, Ambipom's phalanges at the end of its tail appendages, you cannot tell me that those don't look like butt plugs. With Ambipom, you're going to get the ideal butt digging experience. So, for that reason, because it has 2 tails with 3 phalanges at the end of each of its tails, Ambipom is going to get a 10 out of 10 on the butt diggability scale. Next, I want to talk about the icon of the Pokemon gooning world. Of course, that being Lopunny. Actually, I lied. I'm not talking about Lopunny. I'm not feeding into your gooner fantasies and helping you think about Lopunny digging in its butt. Fuck off. Next up, we got a real Sinnoh powerhouse in the form of the one and only Sand Shark Land Shark Garchomp. Now, Garchomp I think would be pretty solid at digging in its butt. It's a really solid Pokemon that can do a lot of things, and I think digging in its butt is one of those things. Just based off of the shape of its arms and wings and the claws that it has at the end of its arms, I think it's going to be able to reach up in there nice and get right up in the spot. With that information being known, I'm giving a Garchomp a 7 out of 10 on the butt diggability scale. Next mon I want to talk about is Lucario. Now, I'm going to come out straight and say it. I don't think Lucario is going to be that good at digging its butt. I mean, it's got the humanoid shape, yes, but its paws, I think they are too wide, too large, too thick to fit into its own butthole, and I don't see any claws that are going to be helping it out to reach up in there. Now, I know someone's going to say, oh, but look at the big claw it has on the back of its hands. No! That's not going to be helping at all. It can't even reach the butthole with the claw on the back of its hands. That's why you need fingers. Long arms and fingers to dig in your butt. So Lucario's going to get a 3 out of 10 on the butt diggability scale. Next, I want to talk about Spiritomb. Spiritomb, clear-cut answer, clear-cut 0 out of 10. No arms, no legs, no fingers, no toes, no butthole. 0 out of 10. Next, I want to talk about the God of Time, the box legendary for Pokemon Diamond. Of course, we're talking about Dialga. Now, all the time manipulation that Dialga has access to is not going to help it dig in its butt. Dialga, it does not have the necessary appendages nor the necessary anatomy to be able to dig in its butt. As legendary as Dialga is in the realm of Pokemon, I'm going to have to give it a 1 out of 10 on the butt digability scale because it can't do shit when it comes to digging in its butt. Next, we can't talk about the God of Time if we don't talk about the God of Space. And of course, that means we're talking about Palkia, the box legendary for Pokemon Pearl. Now, one thing with Palkia that I will say that Dialga doesn't have, Palkia's got the humanoid shape, 1, and 2, it has space manipulation. That means it could just use Spatial Rend on its own arm to transfer it to a space right behind its butt or even inside of its butt. So Palkia can do anything it wants in regards to butt digging. So Palkia, I'm giving a 9 out of 10 on the butt digability scale. Next, we got Regigigas. Now, Regigigas is infamous for its terrible ability, Slow Start, having its attack and speed. Now, of course, this Slow Start is going to also apply to its butt digability effectiveness. Think Slow Start similar to having erectile dysfunction. So, Regigigas is going to have a tough time to get it going, but once he does get it going, I think he's got all the tools necessary. Who's to say that he can't be a really good butt digger? He's got the fingers, he's got the arm length, he's probably got the butthole. So normally I would say 8 out of 10, but because of Slow Start, I'm going to give Regigigas a 6 out of 10 on the butt digability scale. Next, I want to talk about Chaos Incarnate, Giratina. Now, Giratina is special because in its origin form, I think it's going to be really good at digging in its butt. It's got the time to perfect its craft. It's got the space to do so as well with the Distortion World. And I think the tentacle wing types of deal that Giratina has going on in its origin form is going to allow it to reach around its body and dig in its butt very well. So for all you wondering what Giratina does to pass the time in the Distortion World that it got sealed away into, it's digging in its butt in origin form. Giratina, 8 out of 10. Next, I want to talk about Darkrai. Now, Darkrai, I don't think it's going to be too good at digging in its own butt because it's a ghost. I know it's not a ghost type, but it is a phantom of sorts, roaming around the night, causing people to have nightmares and eating those nightmares. Now, in my personal experience with Darkrai, the nightmares it's given me is making me go around with no arms or fingers or hands so I can't dig in my butt. And quite frankly, I think that's terrifying. So out of a vendetta and a dislike for Darkrai and its antics, it's getting a 0 out of 10 on the butt digability scale. Finally, I want to talk about the Pokemon that started it all, Arceus. Now, as creator of the beautiful world of Pokemon that we know it, Arceus giveth and Arceus taketh. In the case of some Pokemon, it giveth the ability to wonderfully dig in their butts and have an awesome time with life. And Arceus also taketh by making Pokemon that do not have arms, hands, or fingers, or appendages to be able to dig in their butts. And that is sad that with good, there must be evil. Now, Arceus, I think it's going to be able to dig in its butt just fine because it is God. So Arceus, 10 out of 10. Anyway, I think those are all the Pokemon that I wanted to talk about Sinnoh region-wise. If you guys made it this far, I appreciate your time. Thank you for making it this far, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment if you want to see any more of this type of content from me. Now, please throw some racks of real ones way so I can keep making these videos for you. And I'll see you next time. Jacrispier, out.